Okay, this is number 3 from the Chapter 9, Section D1, Practice Exercises. Starts off with universal claim here for all x, and that's not very good, parentheses, there we go, for all y, for all x, for all y, this relation D holds between x and y. Right? And then from that alone, I'm supposed to get to my conclusion that there exists an x, and there exists a y, such that, again, that same relation D holds between x and y. Okay. I can tell you this is going to be conceptually a very simple proof. Basically, this relation holds between everything, right? For all x and for all y, this relation holds between them. So you know there's going to be an x and a y, some particular ones, so the relation holds. If it holds for everything, it'll hold between these two. The way that you work the proof is you've got to instantiate to get rid of the universal quantifiers, and then generalize to introduce the existential quantifiers. That's really the entire proof. So the only trick here, I think the reason they have you do this one is it's a little sort of practice in how to drop off, the order in which to drop off these quantifiers and the order in which to introduce the existential quantifiers. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get rid of the x. When you're getting rid of them, you're going to work from left to right here. So working from left to right, we're going to say, okay, let's instantiate the x so we know that for all y, you can't instantiate both at once, so you have to do it in 2 steps. For all y, right, there exists this relation D between, and here's where we instantiate the x's. We're just going to pick out one object in the universe, whatever it might be. We'll call it A. You can call it A, B, C, whatever you like. We'll call it A. And Y, right? That's just from line 1 by universal instantiation, right? Just a reminder here, in the end, I'm getting back to, I'm going to use existential generalization, right? So I wanted to instantiate to a constant here, right? If we were hoping to get back to a universal statement, I'd had to look to introduce a free or basically drop off the quantifier and have a free variable instead, because you need a free variable to be able to use universal generalization. But I'm going to use existential generalization, so I just need a constant. Right? So I just chose A. And I'm going to get rid of the y, so that I have D, A, and I'll go with B here. Right? So that is from line 2 by universal instantiation again. Right. Now I'm going to introduce the existential quantifiers, and here we're going to go, I'm going to work this from the, first get rid of the B and replace it with a y. So there exists a y such that D, A, Y, right? That's from line 3, existential generalization. And then I just simply need to introduce the x. So there exists an x, there exists a y, it's just D, X, Y. That's the conclusion I wanted to reach. And that's just from line 4, again, existential generalization. So really it was just some practice in the right order to go in when you're instantiating the universals and introducing the existential quantifiers. But that's the whole proof, right?